my gems, welcome back to my channel. This is glitzzygem. How's everybody doing today? Hope everybody's had a lovely day. Hope everybody's day has gone well, and I hope everybody's staying safe and taking all the safety precautionary measures, you know, to keep the virus from spreading to everybody around us. It's getting bad, I know, and I do worry about that as well. So, but to get my mind off all that, this is what I do. I like to get on camera, play with some makeup, and yeah, just have a good time and not even think about what's going on in the world. Always have a good positive attitude about things that are going on right now, and staying safe, you know, trying to do everything you can to not catch the infection. But so in this video, we are going to be doing 3 looks on this eyeshadow palette, the Profusion Amber Eyes palette here, and it looks like this. And I will be swatching these for you. Yes, I will be swatching these for you here shortly. But before I do so, if you're new to my channel, please subscribe. Click on that bell icon to give you more notifications whenever I upload another video. And then also give me a thumbs up for my video, for my efforts, at least for my efforts in doing this video and doing this tutorial, and showing you what kind of looks you can create with this eyeshadow palette. If you do not have it, or if you do have it, you can follow along with my tutorial. If you have not seen any of the looks that I created, you can follow along. And yes, it's a reasonable price palette. They usually run $8 at Target, or at DD's discounts. I got it for $5. So yeah, it's a good department store brand eyeshadow palette. The formula is good for the price being, you know, it's pretty good. So let's get started on the swatching, okay? So first off, we're gonna go ahead and I'm show you, it has a mirror and it has the shades here. And if y'all feel like this looks like a certain palette that y'all know of, I don't really know, like if there's any, like this could be a dupe to another palette that's out there. If there is, leave your comments down below. Let me know what palette this looks like. You know, what kind of palette is trying to copy. Name brand palette that is trying to copy. So starting from left to right, starting here, this is the shade Ideal. Shade Ideal. This is the lightest shade in the palette, and it looks more of a has like a neutral tone, neutral undertone. And then this shade here, the shimmer shade, this is the color, this is the name Excited. I'm going to swatch that again. Excited. This one is Chatty. This one here is called Likeable. And this one's called Outgoing. Outgoing. So let's go ahead and swatch these first 5 colors, starting with Ideal. Starting with Ideal, we're going to go ahead and swatch this here. Just the lightest shade in the palette, like I mentioned. This is a shimmer shade. This is called Excited. It has a yellow undertone. And then this is Chatty. This one has a nude undertone. It's also the shimmer shade, and it's the most highlighted shade out of the palette. And then this shade here is called Likeable, right here. And it's really light. It's like it has a yellow undertone to that. And then this shade here, let me swatch that Likeable, because I don't think that Likeable actually came on my arm. I can't see it. I could barely see it. I think it's very lightly pressed. No, it's on there. It's just I have to keep. See, it's, I don't know if you could barely see it there. You could barely see it next to this Chatty. It looks like a yellow stripe right there. And this shade here is called Outgoing. This is a muted orange, muted light orange. We'll be swatching next to Likeable. Might have gave it too much room there. I just didn't want to go over the shade Likeable because it's very light. You can barely see it. The next shade here is it's called Fearless. I'll show you the palette here. So this shade here is called Fearless. This is more of a like a real orange undertone. Fearless. This one is a taupey color, almost mauve lilac shade. This is Fling. This is called Thoughtful, and this one has this is also a shimmer. It's like a shimmer cool brown. This one is called Outspoken. This one is a terracotta shade. The next one here is called Amor. This one's called Amor. That's a more berry toned shade here. I'm going to show you the names so far that I've swatched on my finger, that I have on my finger so far. These are the names of the colors. There we go. So the last two shades are these two at the end. So we'll swatch those at the end. So starting with Fearless is this orange, real orange shade here. Most terracotta colored. Well, actually, real orange is this outgoing one, and this is the terracotta shade here. And then the next shade after Fearless is Fling. This is the taupe shade I was telling you about that I like so much. I love that taupe shade. And after Fling, there's this shimmer shade called Thoughtful, and I love that color as well. The next shade is called Outspoken. This one is like a red orange terracotta, also kind of like has a reddish brown tone to it. The next shade here I have on my finger, let's swatch, is called Amor. More like love, and that one's more like a berry toned shade. The last two shades is Devoted and Cozy. Cozy is also a brown, like a cool brown, and Devoted is a mauvey. This one's a more mauvey tone than Amor. Amor is more like a berry light tone. This is Devoted, and this is Cozy. Okay, so this is the shades on the palette. I really do like this palette. It looks more of a neutral palette, and you can create, you know, different looks with this. I created ones that I came up that I came up with, you know, that just came up, that I just thought up of, and I was like, okay, let me try this shade and this shade. You know, just the things like that. I just play around with my eyeshadow palette, and so most of my eye looks that I create are just, they're just things that I'm really playing around with my makeup and creating looks with that. So yeah, so without any further ado, if you would like to see how I got this look, my eyes, just keep on watching. Don't change that channel. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and do the first look with this eyeshadow palette. And we're going to go ahead and I'm going to use a base brush here. It's a packed brush like that with a lot of bristles packed together. And I'm going to use a base color for my eyes in the shade Likeable. This one here is like a yellow undertone shade here, so I'm going to go ahead and use that for my base. I already primed my eyes, so now we're going to go ahead and create a first look using this palette. Okay, that's my base. Now this palette came with a brush, a dual-sided brush. It has one with a flat paddled end, and this one is a fluffy brush. We're gonna go ahead and use the fluffy brush here, and we're gonna go in with this shade called Outgoing. Outgoing. This has like a muted orange undertone. I'm gonna put this all in the crease. It does have a fallout in it. I don't mind fallout in the palette, that's fine. And I'm just building up the color. And just blow it out as well. When I say blow it out, just do circular motions and just kind of spread the color out. The same thing for the other side as well, blow it out. Even if you have to grab more product. Okay, the next shade I'm going to go ahead and grab is Fearless. Here, I'm also going to put it in the crease and outer corner as well. I'm going to use a different brush this time. This time I'm going to use a more smaller, denser tip. So I'm going to use this brush right here. It's a smaller, dense, tapered tip here. So I'm going to use that. I'm going to use the shade Fearless and also go in the corner with it. This Fearless one is this like muted orange, dark orange, terracotta. Well, not terracotta. It's more like a muted orange shade. Like I don't want to say it's a true orange, but it's in the, it has an orange undertone. We're going to go ahead and use that all in the, on the outer crease, the outer corner, and into the crease as well. Just blend in that area, just concentrated in that area, outer corner here, and bring it slightly inwards towards the crease. And then whatever's left on this brush, just kind of just blow it out like we did with the crease shade before this one. Just blow it out. Okay, do the same thing on the other eye. Kind of lightly go into the crease, just as like I did on my right side. So it's looking like this now, which is pretty nice. I really like this color, I like this shade. The next thing we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to go ahead and go a little darker. Yeah, a little darker. We're gonna go use this Outspoken shade. This one here. This one does look like a terracotta with the little red undertone in it. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and use this a smaller tapered brush, smaller than the one we used before. I'm gonna use this shade Outspoken and just run it in to the outer corner and just blend it out. Just concentrating yourself in that outer corner. Okay, we're going to do the same thing to the other eye. Okay, and like I said, I'm just concentrating on the outer corner of this, my eyes, using the small, dense tapered brush. Just spread it around down the outer corner. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and go with the lid shade. Okay, I always like to use a small packing brush for that. And I can use the other end of the brush that comes with this eyeshadow palette. Use this end and go ahead and use a shimmer shade for my lid. I always like to go with shimmers. You can go with a matte shade if you like, but I like shimmers. I love that pop of color. So I'm gonna swatch the shimmer ones on my arm. So, and that way you can see this one's Thoughtful. It's like a brown, blue. It's like a cool brown. And there's not very many shimmer shades in here. That's the reason why I'm swatching it in this look. So I can see which one out of these shades I like to use as a topper for my lid. Here's this other shade here called, and this one looks close to a highlight as well. This is called Chatty. Okay, the next shade is called Excited. This it also looks like a highlighting shade with the yellow undertone. And Chatty has like a more neutral tone to it, more like a nude neutral tone. As you can see, the other shade Excited has a more nude shade to it. So Chatty could be good for a highlight, but in this case I want to go ahead and use Excited as my shimmer shade. So I'm going to go ahead and use, so I can kind of feel like these shadows kind of feel like the texture of the shadows feel kind of like they're real powdery. I like to call them talcum-y. That's not a word, but I like to use that word to describe how these shadows feel, you know. So I think I'll have to wet my brush so I can grab, so that the color can grab onto the lid. If it was any other formula, if it was a different formula, like a creamy formula, I wouldn't have to wet my brush. But since this one is more like a talcum-y, real loose, I guess loose pigment or loose powder shade, shadow, it's not going to grab a hold. It's not going to stay on the lid. You have to either do a cut crease and then use that shade, or you can wet your brush. So I'm going to wet my brush and see how that looks, because I can also do a cut crease, but I don't feel like that's necessary, you know. So we'll just go ahead and wet the brush. Okay, And we're gonna go ahead into the we're gonna go ahead and go into the shade Excited, which is this one here, with the yellow undertone. Okay, we'll see what kind of finish this gives me with the wet brush. I did grab a lot of product because it, like I said, it does look, it's real loose, so I don't know if it'll grab a hold really well by itself. And even with the wet brush, sometimes it doesn't grab a hold. You'd have to like keep building the color up. Yeah, this is nice. Okay, so this is how it's looking on my right side. Looks like I did a cut crease, right? But it's not. I just wet my brush and it's just loose shadow. Do the same thing to this eye here. So this is look number 1. Okay, I'll go ahead and come off camera, put some mascara eyeliner on, and just kind of show you how it looks with, you know, getting all glammed up, okay? Be right back. Okay, my gems, I'm back. So this is the finishing look. You can see the amber shades in this tone. This is look number 1. We get up close. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and do the turn so you can see my eyes. Okay, so there you have this look. I hope you enjoyed it, and we'll continue on with the next look. Oh, before we do that, let me let you know what I did with. I just used mascara and eyeliner. I didn't use any eyeliner on the top lash line. I felt it would take away from the look I created, and I just curled my lashes, and I used mascara, lengthening mascara actually, and I also used like a brown pencil eyeliner on the bottom waterline. That's all I did for my eye look. I just wanted y'all to see the way these shades blended together, just how I created this look, just the eyeshadow creation. Okay, so if you liked it, thank you so much, and give me a thumbs up on my video. You know, it's not over yet, but what you're waiting for to give me a thumbs up. All right, comment me down below. Let me know if you like this look. Okay, and don't change that channel. I'm gonna go ahead and get ready for the look number 2. Okay, so I'm back. We're gonna go ahead and do look number 2. So I already went and primed my eyes already. I'm gonna go ahead and use a base shade. The base shade that I'm going to go ahead and use is this shade called Fling. It's like in the in the mauve, like a light mauve. It's called Fling. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and use that as my base shade. Okay, so on with my base. It does have fallout. Just pat it all in, all on your lids. Build up the color if you need to, because it does look kind of light. The shade is really light. Let me know if you have this palette called Amber Eyes. Comment down below. Let me know if y'all have it and what y'all think of it. It's by the Profusion cosmetic line. If y'all didn't know that, I'm pretty sure I did because it's on the palette. It'll say Profusion. So I already built up the color on my base. Alright, so it's looking like how I want it. It's there. Now we're going to go ahead and use the fluffy end of this dual-ended brush from this palette here. And we're going to go ahead and go into the crease with a with the shade Devoted, which is this dark mauve shade here, with maybe, yeah, like a dark mauve shade here called Devoted. I'm going to use the fluffy end of this brush, and we're going to go all in the crease. And I'm going to go a second time. I'm just going to build up the shade here. Just going to build up the Devoted shade. It's all in the crease. Okay, now we're going to go ahead with another shade. We're going to use a different brush. We're going to go ahead and use this a little bit smaller, dense brush than the one I used for the crease. I'm going to go in with the shade called Amour. Okay, it's right next to the Devoted shade, so it's called Amour. And I'm going to go ahead and do this on the outer corner. Outer corner and into the crease as well. Just kind of sweep it into the crease. But just concentrating mostly like on the outer corner. And just blow it out. When I say blow it out, just do circular motions. Now I'm going to build up that color more. And do circular motions. do the other side the same way. Leave your comments down below. Let me know if you think that the frame where I'm at, you're able to see everything that I'm doing, or am I too far away? You let me know if it's just right. And if I'm going too fast, or if you want me to, you know, because it all depends too. If I'm going too fast and I'm like at a frame where it's too far of a distance where you can't see, yeah, it is a problem where you can't follow along with the tutorial. So leave me your comments down below and let me know if that's the case. Okay, so now with a smaller, denser brush, we'll go ahead and do a darker shade. And we're going to use this shade called Thoughtful. It's the shimmer shade, the third shimmer shade in this palette, which is like a cool brown. Thoughtful. We're going to go ahead and use this. I really wanted to use this on the lid, but I think I am going to use that shade Thoughtful on the lid instead of the outer corner. So on the outer corner, I'm going to go ahead and go in with what shade here? With Outspoken. It's a terracotta shade, but it'll make the shade, it'll make the look a little darker. Not too much though, because I still want that mauvey pinkish look to go in there. And just on the outer corner, just kind of blend that shade out. It'll still look mauvey, and at the same time it'll look amber as well, like an amber eye look. Just using that Outspoken shade and using a smaller brush, so it shouldn't impact it that much. I mean, it does make a big impact using a smaller brush, but it shouldn't be a big deal. It shouldn't make the look off. It shouldn't make it look off and how I wanted it to look. I'm just blowing it out on both sides. I'm not adding any more color to this side. I'm just blowing it out, making the shade spread more on the outer corner. Okay, so my camera cut off there, but we're done doing the outer corner of the lid. Now we're gonna go ahead and do the lid part. That didn't sound. I hope it didn't confuse you guys. I already did the outer side, so I'm finished with the outer corner using that Outspoken shade. I already blown it out on both sides of my eyes. So now we're gonna go ahead and do the lid shade. All right, and I'm gonna wet my brush because I am gonna use the shade Thoughtful, and I want it to pop. Even though Thoughtful is like a brownish mauve tone and it's like a shimmer. It's this one right here, right next to this terracotta shade. It's this shade here called Thoughtful. So I'm going to go ahead and use that as my shimmer shade for the lid. Okay, my camera cut off again. I gotta get that fixed. Sorry guys. So I was just adding that shade onto my lid. Almost making it look like, giving it like a cut crease. With the eyeshadow actually. Do the other side the same way. My brush is already kind of damp, so this shade should stick on pretty good to my lids. Okay, almost done. Just making things look even. Okay, so I'm back. So I already added the color to my lid. Let me get up close so you can see the look, the eyeshadow look I created. So this is how it's looking right now. Nice. Okay. Alright, so I'll be right back on camera, you know, with mascara and eyeliner. I'll be right back. Don't change that channel. Okay, so here's the finishing look on my eyes. Let me get up close so y'all can actually see the blendability, the shades that I use for my eyes. Trying to go for a mauve tone. I think I covered up the mauve tone with that terracotta shade, and then I used this cool brown shade for the lid. It kind of like, really I think it was this shade here, the more terracotta shade that kind of took away of the mauve tone. So I'm gonna fix that right now. I'll go ahead and use this medium-sized taper brush. I'm gonna go in with the shade Devoted, just to kind of give it a more mauve tone here on the outer corner, outer crease, above the crease area. And blow it out. Big difference using another shade above another. Big difference. I'm just glad you're able to fix little common mistakes like that. I'm gonna go in there with a more shade of more. Just kind of blend it out. Above the crease area, because that's where really mostly that terracotta shade is. I'm gonna diffuse it with those two shades. I went in with Devoted, which is the mauve, the dark mauve tone, and then Amore is more of like a berry toned shade with like a hint of mauve in it as well. So I'm just giving this shade giving this look more of a mauve tone, which I really wanted to do that anyways. But clearly messed it up with putting the other shade there. And This area looks really patchy. I think that's where the primer just stuck there. I didn't spread the primer. Sorry, my video had cut off there. Can't see. Okay. Yeah, so it's gonna be kind of hard to kind of fill in that little empty space that's right there because of the eyeshadow primer. I didn't spread the eyeshadow primer further than what I should have. But here it is. Here's the finishing look on this eye. I didn't put any eyeliner on my top lash line. I used like a mauve purplish tone eyeliner on the bottom waterline, and I used mascara. So yeah, I kind of messed up this look, but I kind of fixed it a little with the other two shades, the other two mauve shades. Even though you're still getting like an amber effect, it almost looks like the first look, except for the lid. The lid has like a different shimmer shade on it. So other than that, it's still a look number 2. It's still a look, you know. So as I was saying, yes, this kind of has a similar look as look number 1, except that the lid shade is more of a it's more of a cool brown. So here's the look. I'm gonna go ahead and do the turn. Okay, so there you have look number 2. Well, alright, my gems, back to do look number 3. You guys are ready? Okay, so we're going to go ahead and go in with the base shade. My base shade today I'm going to use is, for this look, is called Devoted, which is this mauve shade here, Devoted. Use that as a base shade. Just put it all over the lid. Now for my lid, I'm going to go ahead and use a More, which is the one right next to it, which is like a berry mauve tone. And I'm going to use this fluffy brush, the big fluffy brush, and just do it all in the crease. Just build up the color. Okay, so this is how it's looking now. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and use a smaller brush like this, tapered brush, smaller than the fluffy one we just used to put for the crease and the base brush. And we're going to go ahead and go in with the shade Fling. This mauve, light mauve taupe color here. Called Fling. We're going to go ahead and use that all the outer corner and blow it out into the crease as well. Kind of like sweep it into the crease, but you want to blow it all out the outer corner. Do the same thing with the second eye. Go in a second time. Blow it all out. Second time for my other eye as well. Blow it out like I said. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and use a smaller brush. That's how it's looking right now. I'm going to go ahead and use a smaller, denser brush than that. I'm going to go ahead and go in with this shade Cozy, which is the brown cool shade here at the end. We're going to use this all out. We're going to use this all in the outer corner just to kind of wing it out. You got this shade. And blow it out. Well, you can kind of blow it out as well, but just concentrating yourself in that little out on the outside of the crease. Same thing for the other side. And just blow it out. Okay. It's looking pretty good. I like it. So now we're going to go ahead and use a shimmer shade for the lid. And I'm going to use my flat-ended brush here. I'm going to wet it. Okay. Alright, I'm going to use this shade called Chatty. It's a highlighted shimmer shade here. Chatty. I'm going to grab some of this and just put it all on the lid here. I am getting fallout, but that's okay. I start in the inner corner out, just kind of molding the shape of the arch. And I did grab a lot of product as well. That's the reason it's looking really bright. But I'm being careful. I am being careful. As I was saying, eventually this shade will even out at the end. It looks kind of chunky, but it'll smooth out at the end eventually. Once you've accomplished, you know, spreading it out. There you have that. Yes, baby. Yes, baby. Do the same thing for the other eye. It kind of gives me a mold on how I want the other eye to look, but I get kind of carried away or overexcited. How this eye look, this came out really nice. Kind of evening out both eyes. Okay, and there I have it. Just gonna even it out. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and use that fling shade here to blow the outside with this fluffy brush. It's gonna blow out the outer corner. Where we put some of that cozy, I just wanna kind of give it that pop of that lilac. Just gonna blow it out. You still have some of that brown in there, you can still see that, but I want to soften the color out. I want to soften this look out by putting some taupe in there, just to kind of make the look a little more nicer, I guess I should say. Make it look nicer. So here we have it. All right, looks good. Yeah, it looks good. Okay, let me come off camera. I'll be right back. This is how it's looking so far first. I'll be right back. Okay, so this is the finishing look. I kind of, before I get up close, I do want to tell you I went ham on the eyeliner. It just got away. It got away from me. I was trying to do a thin line to kind of make it look subtle. I want to do like a natural look with the eyeliner, but my eyes are not symmetrical. I had said this before in my other previous videos that my eyes are not symmetrical. So one eye, the eyeliner turns out perfect, and then the other eye, it doesn't come out so good. So it kind of, I was trying to straighten out both sides, and every time I tried to straighten out both sides, it just kept getting, the line just kept getting bigger and bigger and bigger. So before I get up close, that's what I want to disclose, that my eyeliners aren't going to look so good, okay? But I am going to get you up close and personal. Show you the scariness of this eyeliner. This application of this eyeliner. Okay, so you see how this wing just is not even straight. It's just like just going this way. So is this one. This one is going that way. Like this one's leaning down, more like curved down, out. Then this side. This side does look like it's curving out, but it's going up a little. This one just looks like it has a little down turn to it, but that's it. but I still, overall, I still think it still looks pretty good overall. It still looks pretty good. I think so. I think the eye look that I came out, is like a lilac-y, like a lilac purple kind of tone to it with that nice highlighted shimmer. I love that shimmer in that palette. That's one of my favorite shadows so far. That and the taupe shade is one of my favorite shadows from this palette. The other shadows perform great, but let's do the turn on this one. Okay, so there you have the turn. Get really up close. Kind of show you a little bit more detail. Okay, so I just put the eyeliner, mascara, and an eyeliner at the bottom, a gel eyeliner for the bottom waterline, and that's all I did to my eyes really so far. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. For those who are new to my channel and have not subscribed yet, please subscribe. Please do so now. It doesn't cost you a thing. Just hit the subscribe button. It's free. It doesn't cost you a thing. Also, click on the bell notification, the bell icon. It notifies you when another video, another upload will come up. And if you give me a thumbs up, even if it's a pity thumbs up, you know, for my video, for my efforts in doing this look and creating this look for you guys and doing this tutorial. I created 3 looks with this palette here. So this is the look I created with this eyeshadow palette. Amber eyes. So it looks on the inside. Okay, so thank you for watching, and yeah, I'll see you in my next video. I love you, my gems. Take care. Bye.